What is up, guys? It's Kyle with Never Hedge, and it's college football week one officially. Week zero is over. I'm not too sure why they even do that. And we hit our first play of the week, play of the college football season, I should say, in UConn. UConn got stomped out. They're going to get stomped all year. Nobody wants to go there. So UConn is a fade because they're independent now. They can't win a championship. That dream is dead from the start. No one wants to go in the middle of nowhere, Connecticut, anyways. It was once an up-and-coming school, and the way that they manage that team, it just has fallen apart, and UConn's going to be an easy fade all year long. We already hit on it. But one cool thing that is happening this year is college football's on DraftKings. You could get some really cool advantages. There's not many people out there playing this or covering it. So that means the people who are on their games are going to win these competitions. It's early stages. You can make the money here. And first things first, just to get you through it, we're going to start on Saturday, the featured game of the week, Saturday starting at noon. So it's the biggest one. It has 13 teams involved, and that's the first step in knowing your players is knowing the team. So games involved for the DraftKings competition that we are covering are Stanford at Kansas. Stanford's +3, Kansas State -3, obviously. Tulane, Oklahoma, Western Michigan, Michigan, Penn State, Wisconsin, Fresno State, Oregon, Alabama, Miami, Ohio versus Cincinnati, Marshal versus Navy, Indiana at Iowa, West Virginia at Maryland, Louisiana Tech at Mississippi State, Northern Iowa at Iowa State, and Louisiana, Texas. So, one big thing that you want to look at for DraftKings, especially college football, where there's so many players on this slate and so many guys that you have just never heard of before. One thing you want to look at is the point total for each game. I have them all here, and we'll go over the highest point total. So the highest scoring games, they have it, Tulane, Oklahoma. So Tulane versus Oklahoma, the point spread there is, let's see, what do they have it at? Tulane, Oklahoma is 68.5. It's one of the highest this week, 68.5, Tulane, Oklahoma. We have Western Michigan, and that's the point spread is 67 in that one. Fresno State, Oregon, it's 64. And then we have Alabama, Miami at 61. All the other point totals are below 60. So if you pick the game that has the most points, the players in it are going to have a lot of points. And then some of the lower scoring ones you want to avoid are Indiana, Iowa. That's only 46. Marshal, Navy, 47. Penn State, Wisconsin, 50. Miami, Ohio at Cincinnati is 50.5. But here's another interesting thing. So, yes, the Miami, Ohio, Cincinnati game, the spread might only be 50.5, but Cincinnati is 23-point favorites. So Cincinnati might still have value. They're just thinking that Miami, Ohio is not going to score at all. So the Cincinnati players, they'll still have value on that team. So the biggest point spreads. So Iowa State is 31.5 favorites. That team's obviously going to have a lot of value. Oklahoma, 31-point favorites. They're going to have value. Cincinnati, as we said, 23, and Mississippi State is also 23. So those are some teams that when you're looking through making your lineups, maybe you want to focus on those teams. We'll just get right into it, and we'll go into quarterbacks. Starting out, the top quarterbacks here, Spencer Rattler, Oklahoma. Everyone knows him. He's that new style quarterback. He can run. He can throw. He's ridiculous. His team's a huge favorite. They're going to kick ass. Spencer Rattler, can't go wrong. He's going to be chalk, though. We then have Desmond Ritter, 9,200. He's plays for Cincinnati. So they're 23-point favorites. Like I said, there is going to be value in a quarterback that's 23-point favorite. Bryce Young, he's the quarterback for Alabama. Bama players play him, And then Will Rogers, he's 8,700 for Mississippi State. Mississippi State is the other team I said, 23-point favorites. They're going to have value there. Huge favorites, going to put up points. Have to, unless you're betting against them. And then the sleepers I have here. So one sleeper I liked at quarterback, he's here at 7,900, is Brock Purdy for Iowa State. I like Brock Purdy. He's a senior. He already possesses 25 program records and ranks second in career passing yards, total offense, and completions. So this is a guy who's been producing for Iowa State. I think he'll keep producing. This is a game I think they will win. Brock Purdy at 7,900 provides you with good value there. I like Brock Purdy. Another quarterback, if you want to go even cheaper, he is sitting Caleb Elby. We'll go back to quarterback, or we'll go to super flex because you can't pick two quarterbacks. Super flex I will cover later. It's a position you could take any position. There's no defense here in college football DraftKings. They have this super flex that they added. So go 7,300 and Caleb Elby. Caleb Elby plays for Western Michigan, and he threw 16 touchdowns and one interception for 1,442 yards in only 6 games last year. He's looked impressive. If there was a full season last year, who knows what this kid would have done. His career stats are right in front of you here. He has an impressive arm. The kid could fucking bomb it. And if you're looking for a guy at 7,300, especially in the super flex, Caleb Elby is a guy that I really like. Next up, we'll go to running backs. So the top running backs, we have Breece Hall for Iowa State. Guy's fucking nasty. Letty Brown, West Virginia. These are the top guys. Bijan Robinson, Texas. He's only 7,400, and this kid is so athletic. You're going to want to play him. He is going to be extreme chalk. And then Austin Jones for Stanford. Stanford's known for running the ball. They're playing Kansas State. That's going to be 2 teams running the football because my number one sleeper, probably my favorite play in the whole slate, is right here at 6,300, Deuce Vaughn. He's only 5'6", but he's coming off a season in which he eclipsed 1,000 yards from scrimmage and made defenders all across Big 12 look ridiculous. This kid is a guy who will make defenders miss, and Kansas State's coach, Chris Kleeman, knows that. He said he's going to give this kid at least 25 touches a game. He's going to get the ball. He's going to be value, and at 6,300, I love him for this slate. Next value play that I like is Hassan Haskins. He's from Michigan. So he only had 375 yards on 61 carries last year. He did have 6 touchdowns, which shows he has a nose for the end zone. And Michigan is a team that should be scoring. So he should be around the end zone to get these opportunities. He does share the backfield. It's the one reason he's down the list a little bit at 6,200. And if he becomes the hot back, if they go to one back, this kid's ceiling is very, very high. And my other play that I will be playing this week at running back is Brian Robinson Jr. He's taken over as a senior. It's his 5th year for Alabama. He's obviously been behind all these great Alabama running backs, hasn't had the chance to shine. Now is his chance. He said he's waited his whole life for something like this, and he's going to take advantage and said, get the best of this deal. He didn't wait 4 years behind these guys for nothing. I expect big, big things from him this year. We then go on to our wide receivers. The top wide receivers they have, John Mechie for Bama. Freak athlete, Bama, they're going to score 1 million points. Marvin Mims, Number 1 for Oklahoma. Everyone expects Oklahoma's heavy passing game to be the best part of their game. Marvin Mims is going to do most of the damage there. Jahan Dotson for Penn State. Freak athlete over at Penn State. They like to give him the ball. He's one of the best players on their team. He'll get the ball a lot. And same thing could be said for Jack Sorensen at Miami, Ohio. He's their best player by far. So they're going to look to get him the ball a lot. I just don't know if I like it against this Cincinnati defense. Now, some of the guys I like that I see value in are Ty Freifogel. Ty Freifogel is a freak athlete. He's third-team All-American, Big Ten Receiver of the Year in 2020. He caught 37 balls for 721 yards, 19.5 yards a catch. He had 7 touchdowns. He has career touchdowns of 13. He could have gone pro last year. He decided to stay. He really wants to leave a mark for Indiana and be one of their best ever, and I think that he really can do it. I like Ty Freifogel at 6,800. He also has a ridiculous name. Skye Moore, 5,900. So we scroll down. 5,900. We'll take Freifogel here. 5,900. Skye Moore. Western Michigan. He wants people to know the name Skye. He said, I want to be the type of player that people talk about when he's gone. He wants to be known for putting in tons of work. That's the kind of guy I like. Western Michigan, I don't know how many points they're going to put up, but Skye Moore is one of the guys they like to go to. Then Corey Grimmage at 5,100. He has an NFL body. He's 6'4", 227 pounds. He came in last year a little out of shape. It kind of affected the beginning of his year. But he's super fast for his size. And he even says he gets underestimated all the fucking time. Corners don't think he'll be able to be that fast at his size, and he blows right by him. Jamison Williams, he's a transfer from Ohio State. He's starting at Z position now for Alabama. So Jamison Williams, he's a guy that you better watch out for because if he's starting, that means they think he's a playmaker. So he's going to go the fuck off. James Williams is a guy I would watch out for. And then Josh Weil, he's 4,600. Just go down here, 46. Going to have to adjust some things with this team. But Josh Weil, 4,600. He's a tight end. So he has 28 catches in 2020. Sorry, this is 2021. And it was a career high. Before that, he entered the season with only 2 catches. He surpassed that in the first game last year, totaling 3 receptions for 61 yards and a touchdown. He's athletic. He's big. He's a guy I think they want to get involved for this team. And at 4,600, he's someone who can maybe make your team happen. You know what I mean? Right now, mine obviously does not fit. We'll have to readjust that. But we go into some theory here for college football. Flex obviously is the same. Wide receivers tend to score the most points, but that could be different depending on your team. In college, you really have these players that are a lot better than some other players. And you need to eat that chalk here in college football because they'll put up 1,000,000 points. And you're not going to be able to compete with that with someone who's not going to do that. So you need to eat some of this chalk. And same with the super flex. My super flex game theory for at least the beginning of the year, I'm still getting used to it. But I'm going to try to keep it. I'm going to try to take quarterbacks mainly and not the most expensive ones. Like here I have Caleb Ellaby. I think he could maybe outperform some of the higher-end wide receivers and running backs who are more pricey than a Caleb Ellaby just because he's a quarterback. So those are the guys I like. I hope we crush it in college football daily fantasy because we're like the only ones covering it. Don't see it out there. I really think that we could get the edge because if you watch this podcast, you know 99% more than anyone else out there. I could guarantee you that. And we'll just get into our betting card just a little bit. There's some games tonight. I like Buffalo versus Wagner. I like Buffalo minus 43.5. Buffalo has a new head coach in Maurice Linguist, and he loves defense, and they're a defensive talented team. I don't think Wagner scores anything. I think Buffalo wins this like 50-0. Then ECU, I'm an ECU fan. I went there. ECU App State over 56. ECU games go over. Anytime you see an East Carolina football game under 60 for the total, hammer it. And then Bowling Green, they've been my team for a long time. I've made a lot of money on Bowling Green. They're plus 37 against Tennessee. Tennessee is just not that good. And I think if Bowling Green can score 14 points, which I think they will, I think they cover that 37 pretty easily. Next up, I like Duke. I like Duke minus 6 against Charlotte. Yes, Duke had some problems last year with turnovers. That quarterback's gone. I think this quarterback knows he can't make those same mistakes. And Duke's defense is freaking excellent. They also caused a lot of turnovers. I don't think Charlotte will be able to hang. Duke covers minus 6 relatively easily. Then I like Kansas State over Stanford, minus 3. Deuce Vaughn is going to take this game over. I told you I like him in DraftKings. He's going to absolutely take this over. He's going to bleed the clock. He's going to break big runs. Kansas State wins. In a hard-fought battle, I think they win probably by 10. Georgia Clemson. I like the over 50 in this game. Two crazy good defenses. That's why the line's at 50. People are forgetting. They're also two of the best offenses. And 50 points is really low. Georgia Clemson, I think this goes way over. I think we're going to be feeling really good about this after the first half. And my last play is going to be LSU minus 2.5 at UCLA. So everyone's picking UCLA. They're a talented team. I get it. They happen to be running into a buzzsaw with LSU. Coach O is going to use that hurricane narrative as motivation for this team, and they're going to cover 3. They're going to win by 14 points. All right, guys, like and subscribe. Thanks.